While millions of North Koreans survive on boiled rice and bean paste, their supreme leader, Kim Jong-un, starts his morning with coffee that costs $500 per pound. He indulges in a notorious pleasure squad with around 2,000 women every night, owns dozens of luxurious villas scattered throughout the country, and a lavish, everyday life that any world leader would envy. 1. The morning routine. Unlike other world leaders who maintain strict schedules, Kim's morning depends entirely on how much he partied the night before. And trust me, we'll get to those parties later because they're absolutely insane. While ordinary North Koreans wake to patriotic anthems blaring from state speakers, Kim awakens in the Pyongyang residence, a mansion so luxurious it makes the White House look modest. Built in 1983, this estate features a 1,000-seat private cinema, multiple swimming pools with water slides, running tracks, sports fields, horse stable, and even shooting ranges. But here's where it gets really crazy. Beneath this mansion lies an underground command center reinforced with iron and lead-covered concrete designed to survive nuclear attacks. The entire property is surrounded by electric fences, minefields, and military checkpoints with a private railway connection overlooking a man-made lake. North Korean propaganda claims their godly leader is so devoted to helping his people that he burns all his energy for the nation, producing no bodily waste. Yes, you heard that correctly. They literally claim Kim Jong-un doesn't use the bathroom because he's too perfect and hardworking. The level of absurd propaganda surrounding this man's basic human functions shows just how disconnected from reality his regime has become. 2. Breakfast fit for a dictator. Kim begins his day with a freshly brewed cup of coffee. As if he has the busiest schedule known to mankind. His morning coffee costs up to $500 per pound, imported exclusively from Brazil. In 2024 alone, North Korea spent millions importing this rare coffee while their citizens lack basic nutrition. Think about that for a moment. A single pound of his coffee costs more than most North Koreans earn in an entire year. After his ridiculously expensive caffeine fix, Kim sits down to a breakfast that would make billionaires jealous. We're talking premium Italian Parma ham, authentic Japanese Wagyu beef, and the finest cuts of meat money can buy. His favorite breakfast protein is Kobe beef steak, costing between $200 to $500 per pound. He prefers medium rare to rare, just like his father, Kim Jong-il, taught him. This information comes directly from Kenji Fujimoto, the family's former personal sushi chef who worked inside their private world for years. Fujimoto revealed that father and son would regularly dine together on these incredibly expensive steaks, while their people survived on government rations of rice and bean paste. The contrast is absolutely sickening when you really think about it. But Kobe beef is just the beginning of Kim's breakfast extravagance. He also demands fresh sushi made with toro, the fatty part of tuna that's considered the most expensive cut. No wonder Kim weighs over 300 pounds. His weight isn't just from overeating. It's from consuming the world's most expensive foods while maintaining a completely sedentary lifestyle. Here's another shocking detail about his breakfast routine. Kim has an obsession with Swiss Emmental cheese that developed during his education in Switzerland. He imports massive quantities of this aromatic, expensive cheese despite international sanctions. The United Nations has banned luxury food imports to North Korea. But Kim continues receiving shipments through elaborate smuggling networks that cost his regime millions annually. His seafood preferences are equally outrageous. Kim regularly enjoys lobster and caviar, both explicitly banned by UN sanctions. He imports the finest Caspian Sea caviar and premium lobster to satisfy his cravings. Despite his father's failed attempts to establish domestic lobster farms when local production couldn't meet his standards, he simply ignored international law and continued importing. Perhaps most controversially, Kim frequently enjoys shark fin soup, a controversial dish fit for a controversial leader. But if Kim isn't worried about nuclear backlash, why would he worry about sharks? If you've watched this far, We're thrilled to know you enjoyed the video. And if this video made you say, "Wait, what?" even once, go ahead and share this video with your friends. And if you're watching on your phone, don't just stop at the like button. Tap the hype button right below. It really helps me earn a bit of extra income. And now, let's take a look at how much this North Korean leader spends on his harmful lifestyle of alcohol and cigarettes. 3. The alcohol addiction. Kim Jong-un reportedly spends $30 million every single year just importing alcohol for himself and his inner circle. $30 million. That's more than the GDP of some small countries spent entirely on getting drunk. In 2019, then Dutch authorities intercepted nearly 1 million bottles of Russian vodka at Rotterdam port, all destined for Pyongyang despite UN sanctions. This massive shipment was intended for Kim and his military officials, proving that North Korea has developed sophisticated smuggling networks to maintain his drinking habits. His personal favorite is Cristal champagne, and according to former chef Fujimoto, Kim regularly consumes 2 entire bottles in single sittings. Each bottle costs hundreds of dollars, meaning a typical evening champagne consumption costs more than most people's monthly salary. But Cristal isn't his only expensive preference. Kim also maintains his father's obsession with Hennessy cognac, with North Korea spending approximately $1 million annually on this single brand. Each bottle costs around $630, which exceeds the average yearly income of ordinary North Korean citizens. Think about that inequality. Kim's single bottle of cognac costs more than his people earn in an entire year of labor. The most shocking revelation about Kim's drinking comes from Fujimoto's testimony that Kim once bragged about consuming 10 bottles of French wine in a single night. While this claim might be exaggerated, it demonstrates the scale of his alcohol consumption. Premium French Bordeaux wines can cost thousands per bottle, meaning a single night's drinking could cost more than most people's annual income. This excessive alcohol consumption creates a vicious cycle affecting his entire daily schedule. Kim frequently holds important national meetings late at night, possibly to accommodate his drinking schedule or project an image of tireless dedication. However, insiders suggest he delegates most actual decision-making to advisors while focusing on personal indulgences. That's some jaw-dropping extravagance, isn't it? Now, I'm curious, if you had access to that kind of luxury, would you ever spend that much on alcohol? Comment yes or no below and share your thoughts with us. 4. The smoking habit. Adding to his health-destroying habits, Kim Jong-un is a heavy smoker who openly flaunts his own country's smoking regulations. Despite North Korea implementing strict anti-smoking campaigns for ordinary citizens, Kim is regularly photographed smoking premium cigarettes during official inspections and public appearances. His preferred brands include Marlboro and Dunhill, both expensive imported cigarettes that cost significantly more in North Korea due to sanctions and smuggling expenses. This public smoking sends a clear message to his people that laws apply to everyone except their supreme leader. The combination of excessive drinking and heavy smoking creates serious insomnia problems for Kim, which further disrupts his schedule and increases his reliance on both substances. Reports suggest he cannot sleep without consuming large amounts of alcohol, creating a dangerous cycle that affects his decision-making capabilities and overall health. This insomnia might also stem from his paranoia about elimination attempts. Living as a dictator means constantly fearing that someone might try to eliminate you, which could explain why Kim's nights are filled with artificial stimulation rather than natural rest. 5. The pleasure squad that costs millions. Now we reach perhaps the most disturbing aspect of Kim Jong-un's daily routine, his notorious pleasure squad. This group consists of approximately 2,000 carefully selected women whose sole purpose is entertaining Kim and his senior officials through singing, dancing, massages, and more intimate services. Despite his public image as a devoted family man, Kim dedicates enormous resources to maintaining this pleasure squad. In 2016 alone, He reportedly spent nearly $4 million on luxury items specifically for these people. They undergo rigorous medical examinations and must meet strict physical standards to remain part of this exclusive group. The selection process for the Pleasure Squad is incredibly demanding and disturbing. Young people are chosen based on their appearance, musical abilities, and willingness to serve the regime's leadership. They receive specialized training in entertainment, massage techniques, and other services designed to please Kim and his inner circle. This Pleasure Squad represents one of the most expensive aspects of Kim's personal lifestyle, consuming millions annually, while North Korean families struggle to afford basic necessities. The contrast between resources spent on Kim's personal entertainment versus public welfare demonstrates the regime's completely twisted priorities. Does this really seem like the lifestyle worthy of a leader? Let us know in the comments. We read every single one. 6. Evening entertainment. Kim's evenings often involve retreating to his private theater, a state-of-the-art facility that can accommodate hundreds of guests. This exclusive venue features the latest projection technology and sound systems rivaling the best commercial theaters worldwide. The construction and maintenance costs alone represent millions in expenses. In this theater, Kim hosts screenings of Hollywood blockbusters, Disney cartoons, James Bond films, action movies, and even banned South Korean dramas. The irony is incredible. While ordinary North Koreans face severe punishment for consuming foreign media, their leader enjoys the latest international entertainment in luxury surroundings. The theater also serves propaganda purposes where Kim showcases videos of missile tests and military achievements to his elite circle. In August 2023, he hosted a spectacular Navy Day celebration, inviting hundreds of military officers to watch nuclear missile test footage while enjoying premium refreshments. These evening entertainment sessions often feature karaoke performances where Kim begins by singing self-praising songs before an 18-member girl band performs dedicated tunes. The cost of maintaining this private entertainment complex, including staff, equipment, and content acquisition, represents another massive ongoing expense. 7. The fashion and style. Kim Jong-un's obsession with personal appearance extends far beyond typical vanity. His wardrobe consists exclusively of custom-tailored suits and jackets, each costing thousands of dollars and imported from European fashion houses despite international sanctions. His signature look typically features dark suits with ties or Mao-style jackets reminiscent of his grandfather Kim Il-sung's attire. However, no one in North Korea dares to sport that particular haircut. The North Korean government broadcasts television programs teaching citizens how to cut their hair according to socialist lifestyle standards. There are exactly 28 approved hairstyles, 18 for women and 10 for men. But here's the twisted part. None of these approved styles resemble Kim's distinctive haircut because he wants to be the only person in the entire country sporting that particular look. His haircut alone requires specialized stylists and premium products with the sides shaved and longer top style to create an illusion of greater height. The maintenance of this hairstyle requires regular appointments with imported stylists. Since no North Korean barber would dare attempt to replicate the supreme leader's signature look, Kim's accessory collection represents another shocking expense category. According to the Telegraph newspaper, his personal watch collection is valued at over $8.2 million. $8.2 million spent on watches. While his people lack basic timepieces or even reliable electricity to power clocks, he's rarely seen in public without one of these expensive timepieces, often switching between different luxury brands depending on the occasion. These aren't just expensive watches. They're statement pieces designed to project wealth and power to anyone who sees him. Another constant accessory is his trusty binoculars, which he carries to every public appearance. While this might seem practical for a leader inspecting military facilities, the binoculars themselves are premium optical equipment costing thousands of dollars. Even his most mundane accessories represent expenses that exceed most people's annual incomes. 8. The car collection. Kim Jong-un's passion for luxury vehicles developed during his education in Switzerland, where he was exposed to European automotive excellence. His current collection includes some of the world's most prestigious and expensive vehicles, with Western intelligence agencies estimating his private car collection at over $100 million. Let that sink in for a moment. $100 million spent on personal vehicles while North Korean citizens rely on bicycles, walking, or overcrowded public transportation that frequently breaks down due to lack of maintenance funding. The centerpiece of his collection is the Mercedes-Benz S600 Pullman Guard valued at approximately $1 million per vehicle. This isn't just a luxury car. It's a mobile fortress featuring steel plate reinforcement, armored flooring to protect against explosions, and multi-layered bulletproof windows that prevent shattering under attack. The Pullman Guard features a 5.5 LV12 bi-turbo engine delivering 517 horsepower, ensuring Kim can escape quickly if necessary. This vehicle has been his primary transportation for high-profile events since he became leader in 2011, including the historic U.S.-North Korea summit in Singapore. But Kim doesn't rely on just one armored vehicle. He also owns a Maybach 62S, which serves as backup transportation and features similar protective modifications. In February 2019, he was spotted in a bulletproof Mercedes Maybach S600 in Pyongyang, frequently shown in state media as a symbol of his power and wealth. His collection extends beyond Mercedes vehicles to include a Rolls-Royce Phantom, which he used to welcome U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo to Pyongyang in October 2018. The Rolls-Royce Phantom extended wheelbase is produced in extremely limited numbers and often customized specifically for individual owners, meaning Kim's version likely costs significantly more than the standard model. Reports indicate North Korea imported an Audi R8 and A8 in early 2010, shortly after Kim Jong-un gained international intelligence attention. His European education clearly influenced his automotive preferences, with German engineering representing the majority of his collection. The maintenance costs for this vehicle collection represent another ongoing expense that most people never consider. These luxury vehicles require specialized parts, premium fuels, and expert technicians, all of which must be imported at enormous cost due to international sanctions. 9. The naval fleet. If Kim's land-based luxury seemed excessive, wait until you discover his maritime indulgences. His personal yacht collection represents some of the most outrageous spending in his entire lifestyle, with vessels that rival those owned by Hollywood's biggest stars and tech billionaires. His primary yacht is the Princess 95, a 95-foot luxury vessel valued at $7 million. This yacht is part of the renowned LVMH brand portfolio, featuring the latest marine technology, premium furnishings, and accommodations that exceed most five-star hotels. The Princess 95 includes a captain's tea table, 3 expansive decks, a gourmet dining area for 10 guests, a luxurious salon, and 4 opulent bedrooms with private bathrooms. The vessel can accommodate up to 8 guests in absolute luxury, with crew quarters and service areas designed to provide seamless hospitality. But one yacht apparently isn't enough for the supreme leader. Satellite imagery has revealed another 100-foot yacht docked next to his private residence, along with an array of jet skis and a 60-meter leisure boat. The combined value of his maritime fleet likely exceeds $20 million. The operational costs of maintaining these vessels represent another massive ongoing expense. Luxury yachts require specialized crews, premium fuel, regular maintenance, and secure docking facilities. The Princess 95 alone probably costs hundreds of thousands annually just for basic upkeep and operation. These maritime expenses become even more shocking when you consider that most North Koreans have never seen the ocean, let alone experienced recreational boating. The security apparatus. Perhaps no aspect of Kim Jong-un's lifestyle consumes more resources than his personal security, which operates as a massive ongoing expense that dwarfs most countries' entire defense budgets. Kim's bodyguard selection process reveals his insecurity about his own physical stature. All personal security team members must be shorter than 5 feet 5 inches, ensuring Kim never appears small next to his protectors. These guards aren't just physically selected. They're highly trained combatants and martial artists who undergo years of specialized preparation. The training costs for his security team represent enormous ongoing expenses. These guards receive instruction in advanced combat techniques, weapons handling, surveillance detection, and emergency medical procedures. They're essentially elite special forces soldiers dedicated entirely to protecting one individual. His residential security extends far beyond personal bodyguards to include elaborate defensive systems. The Pyongyang residence features tall walls, multiple security checkpoints, surveillance cameras, motion detectors, and underground bunker systems. The installation and maintenance of these security systems costs millions annually. Kim's communication security represents another massive expense category. He relies on encrypted communication systems to keep conversations secret, requiring specialized equipment and technical support that costs significantly more than standard communication methods. These systems must be regularly updated and maintained by expert technicians. His transportation security involves using 3 identical aircraft to confuse potential threats and reduce assassination risks. Operating 3 presidential aircraft simultaneously represents enormous fuel, maintenance, and crew costs. He frequently changes flight plans at the last minute, requiring additional aircraft and crew to remain on standby. Ground transportation security involves decoy vehicles and constantly changing routes, multiplying travel costs exponentially. Instead of using one armored vehicle, Kim's security protocol requires multiple identical vehicles to confuse potential attackers about which one contains the actual leader. The ultimate display of power. The most chilling aspect of Kim Jong-un's security expenses involves eliminating perceived threats, including his own family members. The elimination of his half-brother, Kim Jong-nam in Malaysia represents the extreme lengths and costs Kim will incur to maintain power. Kim Jong-nam was once considered heir apparent to North Korean leadership, but fell from favor after being caught trying to enter Japan with a fake passport in 2001. This embarrassment led to his exile, but Kim Jong-un still viewed him as a potential threat to his authority. On February 13, 2017, Kim Jong-nam was at Kuala Lumpur International Airport waiting to board a flight to Macau. 2 women approached him separately, one wiping an oily substance on his face, while another covered his eyes and mouth before quickly disappearing. The substance was VX nerve agent, one of the world's most deadly chemical weapons. Kim Jong-nam passed away within 20 minutes of the attack before medical help could save him. The entire elimination was captured on CCTV cameras and sparked international outrage. This elimination demonstrates that Kim Jong-un views even family members as expendable threats to his power. The financial cost of eliminating his half-brother pales in comparison to the message it sent to anyone considering challenging his authority. The propaganda machine. Supporting Kim Jong-un's extravagant lifestyle requires a massive propaganda apparatus that consumes enormous resources while convincing North Koreans their leader deserves godlike reverence. This propaganda system represents one of the most expensive ongoing costs in maintaining his power. From birth, North Koreans are indoctrinated to view Kim Jong-un as a divine figure who transcends normal human limitations. State-controlled media reinforces this image through relentless broadcasts depicting him as omnipotent and capable of extraordinary feats, including mind-reading abilities. The production costs for this propaganda content represent massive ongoing expenses. Creating television programs, radio broadcasts, printed materials, and public displays requires extensive personnel, equipment, and distribution networks. Every piece of content must be carefully crafted to maintain the illusion of Kim's divine nature. The psychological impact of this propaganda creates deep-seated fear among the population that any negative thoughts about Kim could be discovered and punished by death. This fear helps justify his extravagant spending by making people believe he deserves unlimited resources as their godlike leader. The propaganda system also explains why Kim's lifestyle expenses continue growing despite international sanctions and domestic poverty. When people believe their leader is divine, they're more likely to accept that he deserves luxuries while they suffer deprivation. When you add up all these expense categories, Kim Jong-un's daily lifestyle represents one of history's most shocking examples of inequality and resource misallocation. Nearly 25% of North Korea's budget goes toward military spending, while an estimated 30% funds Kim's personal luxuries and security apparatus. This means that over half of North Korea's entire national budget serves Kim Jong-un's personal interests rather than improving conditions for ordinary citizens. While he enjoys $500 coffee and million-dollar vehicles, his people survive on government rations and lack access to basic health care, education, and infrastructure. The psychological toll of maintaining this lifestyle also affects Kim's decision-making capabilities. His excessive drinking, smoking, and irregular sleep schedule impair his judgment while increasing his paranoia about potential threats. This creates a vicious cycle where poor decisions lead to greater security concern, requiring even more expensive protective measures. What aspect of Kim Jong-un's daily expenses shocked you most? Was it the $30 million spent annually on alcohol, the $100 million car collection, or the 2,000-member pleasure squad? Let me know in the comments below and share any additional information you've discovered about the regime's hidden expenses. We always look forward to hearing more from you. And don't forget to hit subscribe, turn on notifications bell, so we can see you again in our next video. Thanks so much for hanging out with us today. I hope you enjoyed it. Your support truly means the world. Wishing you the best of luck. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any thoughts or stories to share, drop a comment below. Give us a like if you found this helpful, and make sure to subscribe so you never miss out. We'll see you again soon. Take care and stay